The men of the first wave climbed up the parapets in tumult, darkness, and the presence of death. And having done with all pleasant things, advanced across no man's land to begin the Battle of the Somme. For 8 days, 2,000 British artillery guns have pounded the German trenches. 5,000 Enniskillings ready themselves here at Steele Wood. Serving in the 36th Ulster Division, the 9th, 10th and 11th Battalions prepared to take their first objective. At precisely 7:30 a.m., 0 hour, Allied forces totaling 100,000 men were to climb out of their trenches and advance towards the German line. It was assumed that the fearsome artillery barrage would destroy the barbed wire and leave the German trenches empty for the taking.
Hear that, Wilson? We'll be tucking into Bosch sausages in no time. A day like today, it'll be like a family walk on the banks of the Foyle.
Interesting family you must have, Downs. I think Jack's way of the Angels. Hey, Wilson. Morning, Downs.
Sir.
You think the artillery boys got them all, sir?
Those boys couldn't hit a dinosaur with a dart.
I'm sure Captain Coleman would have something to say about that, Adams.
Absolutely, sir. Sorry, sir.
I know I'd rather take my chances up there than spend another night in this hotel. It smells like an armpit and the food's terrible. And the neighbours, they're away in the head. Listen, make sure that Jerry don't hit Adam. He still owes me money.
And you still owe me a taste of Armagh's sort of farls.
Jack Downs, like thousands of others, volunteered to join the army. In moments, he will sound the advance, sending his friends to war.
Game of cards after.
$100,000 soldiers climbed as one, emerging into the unknown of no man's land. Together, 5,000 brave Enniskillins from 5 battalions marched steadily towards the German trenches. On the German line, soldiers begin to emerge from their bunkers, which are much deeper and better protected than the Allies could have guessed. From Steele, the Allied advance is assaulted by heavy machine gun and artillery fire. Suffering heavy losses, the Enniskillings managed to penetrate deep into the German trench network and capture the area around the Schwaben redoubt. There was now a very real chance of victory at Steele. Heroically holding ground for as long as possible against a fierce German counterattack, the Enniskillings are outflanked with no support. They have no choice but to withdraw to British lines. "9 months ago, the King, after his inspection of the division, desired me to write and tell him how it bore itself in its first great encounter with the enemy. I know that I shall be able to write and tell how the men of the Ulster Division bore themselves like men in the day of the battle, and did all that was asked of them. "20,000 dead, 40,000 wounded, over 2,000 of them Enniskillings. The worst losses the British Army has ever faced in a single day. Though there were successes elsewhere on the line that day, the Somme quickly became a war of attrition. It wasn't until the autumn rains of November that the battle was finally brought to an end. Although he survived the fighting on the Somme, bugler Jack Downes tragically lost his life 2 years later. His Enniskilling brothers wrote to his family, every man privileged to have known him.